Well, there you have it. I kind of had a feeling there would be another one happening today. Could there be more later on? With the commit today, there was also 2 commits. There was a decommit, which we'll get into. We'll talk all about it, give my thoughts and opinions about it. Of course, my big-time linebacker could have your pair of starting linebackers now with the commit, Martavius Fritch. Talk all about it. Roll the intro, like, subscribe, do the thing. Let's get to 15,000 subs by the end of the month. You can get there? You can get there, baby. Let's get after it. Come on. Martavius Fritch. He was part of that defensive guys that were committing this weekend. Remember, we've been talking about the offensive line. There was 5. There was also 2 defensive players, positions, Martavius Fritch, and then I believe a defensive lineman that were visiting this weekend. And I said, you got to feel good about what's going to come from this weekend just because of how late we are into the portal cycle, right? Although it's closed, right, the 28th, if you're not committed, you still have time to commit. But now there is a new, more hard line that's coming in, which is that early enrollment period, right? So although people are still in the portal and you can enter it at any time, if you want to be a part of spring ball, you got to enroll within the next, I would say, 5 to 10 days. Look, I would love to give you a hard, kind of just fine point, but the thing's constantly moving. They find ways to get around it, but that at least gives you a better idea of like, okay, there's some urgency here. So if someone makes a visit, you got to believe, okay, this is going to be a more legitimate visit than in the past. It's the UTSA linebacker that we talked about when he was visiting. Again, UTSA, kind of one of those up-and-coming schools that have produced some talent, to say the least. Over 1,200 snaps, ton of experience. And, of course, with Hill headed to Alabama and a few more guys obviously departing, you partner up Martavius Fritch alongside Reginald Hughes from Jacksonville State, I believe, who's also 6'2", 230. Martavius sits in that same category. Ton of experience coming in. Reginald, again, was at Ole Miss. There was Jackson State. So at one time, an SEC caliber linebacker goes to get some playing time, is coming back up into the mix here. You can see his breaking down by his games, that the top little left column there. But overall, down below, just what he did last year. Coverage, 56. Would love to see that come up a little bit. But pressure, 70.2. Tackling, 69.8. Rush defense, 68.9. Defense overall, 66.5. So getting a very viable linebacker here with Martavius Fritch. Very good, solid pickup. Again, ton of snaps, ton of experience. Linebacker play, I think. There was a question mark going into it. I would say out of all the position groups we talked about going into last year, linebacker had a little bit of kind of question marks, but I felt that it performed very, very well. Of course, Salter's brother, linebacker, he committed as well. Could we see some more linebackers visiting over the next couple of days? Definitely something to kind of keep an eye on if more could be visiting. There's still a whole other portal cycle coming in the spring. But I think, again, with what's leaving, coming back in, 2 very viable starting linebackers with Hughes and now Martavius Fritch. You got to feel good with that linebacker position. Would still like to see more defensive line guys and edge players come in, see what they can fill up with there. And, of course, the O-line is still in some work. Speaking of the O-line, there was a decommitment today. The portal, give us the portal, take it. That's how this thing works. Carter Miller, who committed, I don't remember when he committed, maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, has now decommitted. And they said, look, that Coach Phil was part of his recruitment. Could that have been the reason why he is now left? Maybe. But the commitment we had earlier, the lineman, right, from Louisiana Tech, plays center. He was all conference center. Carter Miller played inside lineman and center. You got to think that he probably saw maybe a little bit of competition on top of the 5 guys that are there. That leads me to believe there's probably a few more yeses, and he just may have went down a little bit down the totem pole of what was originally anticipated. I believe that Coach Phil probably did recruit him as well. There's probably a little bit of both, but I want to say he committed, and then Coach Phil kind of decommitted. He was out pretty quickly after. Why wait 5-6 days? Given the news that's broke over the last 10 hours and who's all visiting this weekend, that leads me to believe that more good news is on the way in regards to the offensive linemen being bulked up a little bit. All right, so you hate to lose guys, but I think there is a positive reason for this, for the Buffs. We just don't see it right now, and it will come. And again, Landon, the young man from today, again, he played center. That could be of just what it was, the initial blow that said, hey, this is, I thought I was going to be the guy. Clearly, I'm not going to get over him. I'm out of here. Now, a name that's been flying around on the internet, I haven't talked about it too much because it's just There's nothing there yet. Starting offensive lineman from USC, Emmanuel P, has entered into the transfer portal, and a lot of Buff fans are very excited because at one time he was offered from Colorado. I believe he is from Colorado as well. So the Buff fans would love to be able to add this to the line. As for visits, I haven't seen many yet on where he's looking to go or what he's looking to do. But again, was a starting offensive lineman, probably one of the top offensive linemen in the class as of now, or in the portal class as well. And look, USC is in shambles, which I love to see. 6'5", 320. Again, Denver, Colorado native. At one point had an offer from Colorado. So could we see this thing come full circle? Buffs go add this to the line. You're going to get excited. And again, we talked in the previous episode with Caden Salter what he's going to come in and do just in regards of playing the game and also mentoring Juju Smith. You want to put a fantastic line together, whether it's passing blocking or run blocking. Again, run blocking was a major issue last year. Would love to improve on that as well. The guys we've been talking about looking at all would make a big addition into that. This portal stuff is all over the place, as we knew that it would be, as why we continue to keep you updated as best as we can as the news is dropping. So I told you a couple days ago, I expect to see you over the next couple days, multiple times throughout the days as things continue to happen, and I still expect to see you some more. So if you guys want to keep it up to date and what's happening here, turn the bell on, subscribe. Also, look, once all this thing kind of comes to a halt, we'll put together the whole list. We'll give our thoughts and opinions of who starts. What's funny is I did this last year, like, hey, who I think is going to start. It's crazy how much you'll swing and a miss, right? Because you kind of take an adjustment of, all right, who's coming in, what they had at their previous school, but how things work out, it isn't always what it seems. So very interesting stuff. It's fun to always give your thoughts and opinions, and you guys love to kind of talk about it. And again, when it's talking season, ain't much going on. That's what we got going with us. So once all of it is settled and it's closed, we'll talk a lot about it before the spring game, and then more after the spring game once we can actually see it play onto the football field. So smash the like button, subscribe. Hope you guys are enjoying the content as always, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace and love, baby.